episode 49 of The Beardcaster. My name is Scott Sikora, and I am The Beardcaster. Welcome to a podcast all about beards and mustaches, beard culture, and all the stuff that goes along with it. Hear the stories from the people and learn the tricks of the trade on how to grow and maintain your style with advice taken from our personal experiences. It's all about the facial hair lifestyle we live and our daily lives in the world around us and how we deal with life. So please join me, Scott, the Beardcaster, as I share the stories about these people and hear how they are using their facial hair to do great and fun things. Visit me at thebeardcaster.com. You can find direct links to all my social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You can subscribe on all the platforms easily at my website. Thank you for joining me. Once again, my name is Scott. You found the podcast, The Beardcaster. Thank you for joining me today. So excited to have you here. I know. I feel like I'm going through puberty right now. My voice is all cracking and stuff. Oh, I don't know what's going on. A little burpy today, but I want to thank everyone for coming out today. I feel like we're at the fair and you all came to see me today, but no, we're listening to a podcast. And for those of you who are unaware, you can easily go to any of your podcatchers, iTunes if you are an Apple person, or hey, iHeartRadio. I'm on iHeartRadio. Can you believe that? Yeah, all you have to do, if you go to iHeartRadio on one of your apps, you just search in The Beardcaster and you can find me. Subscribe there and you can keep up to date on all my episodes. Oh, it's so easy. It's ridiculous. So just do it. Just do it. And by some chance, if any of you are interested, I have a Patreon page. And for those of you who are unaware of what that is, it's kind of like a little donation page. So if by some chance you're feeling a little generous and you want to help me out by giving me a few dollars or $1 a month to help me produce the show, I'd greatly appreciate it. I have so many things I want to do with the show, and it's a little bit here and there can help. I mean, it's not a super expensive endeavor on my part, but the things that I want to do, like a lot more traveling and going to shows and talking to people, that's where my Patreon page is going to help me out, because those of you who like what I do and support what I do, if you're willing to at least share $1 a month with me, it gets me a little bit closer to doing more things that are going to be more beneficial to you and entertaining to you. So if you feel like it, my Patreon page, you can just go, like I said, to thebeardcaster.com, and there'll be a link at just scroll down. There'll be a thing that says Patreon. You click on that and it'll go right to my page, and you can select however much you want. If you want to do like a nickel, I guess. I mean, I don't know, nickel, that's fine. You can just save that nickel and scratch your lottery ticket off next month. But let's get right into this, because this is a good one too. So today, or not today, but I interviewed, we'll just say it that way. I interviewed a wonderful man named Raymond Whitsel, who is from Dayton, Ohio, and he is a wonderful man. Well, I'll just put it that way, because after I talked to him, he is a wonderful man with a humongous heart. And Ray and I got hooked up a few months ago. He does an oil company called Synful Beard Oil and Balms. And he contacted me and asked me if I'd be interested in trying some of his stuff out. And I was like, of course. And he wanted to know what I was into. What kind of scents I was into. Not if I was into any other weird stuff. But so he wanted to know what scents I was into. And I consulted with my wife, and, she picked a bunch of things out that he made, and she absolutely loved them. And so as this was all going on, he sent me some oils, and then he started organizing a competition. So his competitions is called Beards Against Drugs, and what it is it's a competition to raise awareness towards drug abuse, and you'll just have to kind of listen to it. But it was a very the charity is definitely something that really hits home with me, because I've had issues in my past with good friends of mine that have dealt with drug abuse, and I've lost some friends. And like we discussed, I think everyone's kind of, no matter where they are in their life, they've had to deal with drugs, be it someone they know or someone they're related to or something. But it's a tough thing, and what Ray's trying to do with this whole competition, just raise awareness and raise donations, is a really admirable thing. So definitely check this out. It was really nice talking to him about this, and I'm emceeing the event, which is even cooler. So I get to be, right up front with everyone, and that, to me, I feel very proud to be part of this event, because it's such a big deal. And like I said, it's a big deal to me too, because as you listen, you'll find out that my wife was involved in stuff, and I've been involved with stuff too. So it's a very personal topic. So, but definitely listen. And another thing I wanted to really quickly talk about before we got into the episode, but this past weekend, I had the luxury of traveling to Columbus, Ohio, and hanging out with the Can You Handlebar guys at a beauty expo at the convention center. And basically what it was it was like a 2-day convention for hairstylists or women who own salons, hairstylists or whatever, to come and check out different kinds of products and stuff. And Can You Handlebar had set a booth up there, and they had asked me if I wanted to come down. And I was like, of course, so I went down, and I have never been so stunned in my life by going to something like this. Number one, I've never been to a hairstyling convention, so that was pretty, or a beauty expo, and I was pretty surprised about how it all was and everything. But by far, these guys had the most amazing booth at the entire event. It was a whole afternoon of just wall-to-wall people, just holy cow, what is the product, and just wanted to take pictures of Matt Cox and Brian Furby and his huge beard. And it was just really amazing to see how just amazed these women were at what we were doing and what the products were. And it was so cool to talk one-on-one with a lot of these women who were interested in either carrying the products at their shop, or it was my boyfriend said to bring him something back from this weekend, and of course we were one of the only booths in the entire thing that were really catering towards men's products and stuff. But it was just really interesting to talk to all these women and try to explain, how amazing the Can You Handlebar products are, and what a benefit that their significant other would have by using their stuff. And on top of that, I learned a lot more about the products, between the oils and the dry oils. And it was a learning experience for me, not only about the products, but just dealing with, questions and people wondering about the product. So it was a lot of fun, and it was a very, very eventful weekend with that. So, but if you by some chance are interested in more information about Can You Handlebar, you can go visit them at canyouhandlebar.com. And as I've keep promoting over and over and over again, and as I did when I was at the convention this weekend, the dry oil by far is one of the most amazing products that I've ever tried. And we had so many women buying the brushes and the tins of dry oil, and just trying to explain to them the benefits of how good it is for your skin, and how good it is for the hair, and how it just promotes proper hair growth and proper maintenance, that, the things that you need to continue growing a wonderful beard. So, like I said, if you go to canyouhandlebar.com, check them out. And, if you're interested in picking something up, please, by all means, use the coupon code TBM15 to get 15% off your next purchase at Can You Handlebar. Please go check them out. I can't talk highly enough, and I know it probably is getting annoying now, but when you find something that just literally like changes your life, and it's not only the product that changed my life, but it's the company. It's the way they are. It's not just the product, but their personal touch with the customer. It's their personal touch with the potential customer. And it's just how they handle everyday business and how welcoming they are into their community, into their lifestyle, into their business. And to me, that's what speaks the biggest about them, and why I am going to be stuck with these guys forever and ever. And for those of you who've been listening to this, I'm not endorsed by them. They don't pay to sponsor me or anything. I just believe in the product that much that I'm willing to, give them this time right now to promote their product, because I think it is that great. I believe in it. I believe in their company. I believe in their workers. I believe in everything about them as being a good product, a good company, and providing the best support that you could possibly need. So, like I said, canyouhandlebar.com. Check them out today. You will not be disappointed. You will not be disappointed. So, but you'll be disappointed because I'm not getting to this interview already. So let's just get into this, because we're really dragging behind on this one. So check out Ray, and we'll catch you on the backside. So here we go, and action. Today on the Beardcaster, I'm joined by someone who everyone loves. That is correct. I am joined with Raymond. Everyone loves Raymond. Isn't that right?
I hope so.
You hope so? Come on, man.
So.
I love Raymond. So, Mr. Romano, let's talk about why you're here today.
You reached out to me and said, "Hey, let's do an interview." And okay. I was like, "Heck yeah!"
Well, all right. So let's jokes aside, you are not Ray Romano. Tell us who you are.
I'm Raymond Whitsel. I'm the owner and creator of Synful beard oil and Balms.
All right. Very good. And you are also hosting a competition that's coming up very soon. And why don't you tell us what that is?
I am the originator of Beards Against Drugs. It's here in Dayton, Ohio. We're putting together this hopefully huge competition to raise money for Bridges Path and Nova Behavioral Health.
Very cool. Well, we'll get a little bit more into that in a little bit once we get through a few basic things with you and learn who the real Raymond is and why everyone loves you. Is that cool?
That's great, man. That's great.
That's great. We're selling this one good. We got to sell this one hard, man. We got to sell it hard. We got to get those people out there. Hey, man, it's a good cause, and everyone.
Yes, it is.
Everyone, I know everyone can relate to this topic, because everyone has had. I can almost guarantee everyone's had someone that's been affected by drug use in their life that has turned sour. But like I said, we'll get back into that, once we start talking about the competition and stuff. But let's get to know who Raymond is. Now, how tall are you?
I'm 6'1".
Really? I didn't know they piled shit that high. Oh,
yeah. Well, I've heard that a lot, man.
Yeah, dude. I got to start out of the gates hot, man. I got to start hot.
Yeah. You caught me off guard on that one, Scott.
See, there you go. This is what you're in for the rest of the night, just to let you know.
Yeah, I'm good with that, man.
All right. So, at any point you want to throw a zinger back at me, I'll put that zinger right in my mouth and bite down on that coconut goodness with that nice cream filling. I like zingers.
All right. I'll catch you off guard though when I do. Well, you got me off guard, so it's only fair.
All right, yeah. Tit for tit, or as they say in the industry of tatting. I don't know if that's
Yeah,
the
that's
tattoo,
right.
whatever it is. But okay, so Raymond, you live besides in a house. Where is that house?
I live actually outside of Dayton, Ohio. I live in a small township called Lanier Township now. It's my actual address is considered West Alexandria. It's in the middle of BFE.
Huh. So Dayton, Ohio, for those of you who don't know,
Yep.
that Dayton, Ohio is home of the Wright-Patterson Air Force Base where they hold the alien bodies from Roswell. Is that not what you've heard?
I've heard that, and the funny story is, I have my little brother works out at Right Pat, and
Ooh.
he told me he can't disclose anything. So I'm pretty convinced that's the truth, Scott.
That's why they say that, because there is something to disclose, and they just try to throw you off the trail by saying they can't disclose anything because there is something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
there's got to be.
Yeah.
If he's got to sign all this paper when he can't say anything. But that's probably like a whole another episode of Beardcaster right there is conspiracies.
Oh, well, that's definitely, because I actually
try not to fall into those.
No, I just listened to a podcast all about the conspiracies at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base just so I could be prepared for this episode, so I could quiz you on anything you may have heard. But we won't go there. We will definitely save that for another episode. But I've been very fascinated with Wright-Patterson Air Force Base and all the stories and, as you say, quote unquote, conspiracy theories around it. But once again, that is another episode all about that. But we're here to talk about beards. We're not here to talk about aliens and UFOs and governmental cover-up, even though the signal went bad. And I'm actually thinking the men in black are trying to tap into this conversation right now to hear what we know.
I'm starting to see strange lights outside my window. I hope that's not the case. Man.
I hope so not either. So if something happens and Raymond disappears, we know what happened, and we'll call for help immediately. Okay, so Raymond, answer me this question, sir. Where did your fascination with bearding or growing a beard, getting involved in the whole beard scene, where did that stem from? Where did you find that drive? Where does it come from?
I've always tried to start growing a beard, and I've really started pushing it like last year. Really started trying to actually grow one out. And I just started going with it pretty much last year. It's been kind of hard because I've work in a field that's usually you wouldn't see a bearded person in.
Oh, the stripper industry.
But yes, exactly.
Oh.
I'm one of those Chippendale guys, and they prefer guys
clean shaven.
That's actually how this company started, because my beard was so rough, and I made the oil to make my beard soft, and it's more acceptable now.
Oh, very good. So, no, actually, all kidding aside, what do you do?
I am a campus police officer for a hospital in Dayton, Ohio.
Oh, wow. That sounds fun.
Yes.
Have you had to run any perps down lately? That means perpetrators. I don't know if you are privy to that lingo.
I'm definitely privy to that lingo.
Oh. What's the code? What's the code for that over the radio?
Subject.
Oh, ooh.
Yeah, we don't say perpetrator or anything like that. It's just a subject, type of subject, or anything like that. Is
that more PC? You don't want to offend someone by calling them.
Well, I don't think perpetrators. I don't think that's like politically correct or anything like that. It's just common lingo for us to say subject.
Oh, okay. Tell us a little bit about this specific position you have, hunting down subjects. Now, see, you're making it sound like you're out there hunting aliens and working for the government. See, this is all going to tie together somehow, some way. I will make it happen. Right, Patterson.
See, I think you've been watching too much. What was that show? Art.
Mork and Mindy.
Well, yeah, Mork and Mindy. That could be it too. But no, I can't even remember it. Oh goodness. You're throwing me all these
curveballs.
balls out from the left field. Curveballs, exactly.
I'm trying to keep you on your toes, Ray. I'm trying to keep you on your toes. It's what it's all about.
That's a good thing. Someone needs to do it.
Yes.
It's not really you're running down people. It's pretty much,
subjects.
The
Get
environment
it right,
I'm
sir.
in. Subjects.
You're not running down subjects. Okay, so what exactly do you do? What is the 9 to 5 or whatever hours you work?
It's pretty much maintaining the peace within a hospital, which is it could be daunting. It could be. We never use the word quiet either, especially in the area we're at. That's bad juju. Even the nurses and doctors and stuff like that, and they know better not to say that too. That's kind of like
a taboo
superstition there. Yes, it is a taboo.
I will tell you, I've gotten my wrist smacked many times by my wife when I've gone in to visit her at work. She's an RN. And I've gone in there and been like, wow, man, you guys are really quiet tonight. And then everyone just gets pissed at me. They're like, you can't say that. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize that it's taboo to say that. Yes. And then 5 people fall over dead, like literally like 6 minutes later. And it's my fault, Well,
that's pretty bad, man. I didn't think you were that bad of a guy. But
well, that's because I'm saying the wrong things at the wrong time. And, apparently my words just have that effect on people where they just fall over dead.
If it's in a hospital and you use those words, that could very well be it, though. That's the thing.
So we'll do a deep dive into this. Tell us about your best story about something crazy that's happened.
I really can't get into anything with because of it being in a hospital.
Confidentiality agreements. We can change the names and the identities to protect the innocent.
Oh goodness.
Okay, if you don't want to go there, that's fine. That's fine.
I mean, I'd love to, but it's just
you'd have to kill us after we're done.
No, not necessarily. I'm still employed there and prefer to just not raise any attention on that for anyone who would happen to run across.
Okay. That's a fair statement. That's a fair statement. But by the end of this episode, I'll get you to spill the beans.
Well, I could spill the beans off record with you anytime.
Okay. All right. That sounds good. We like records.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
So you were able to start growing your beard about a year ago, and you definitely have a very nice beard, very unique looking because it's a very straight looking beard, which is very unusual for a lot of bearding guys because a lot of guys have a lot of natural wave and curl in them. And I know with your beard, I don't know if that's just a result of your product, but you definitely have a very like straight, streamlined looking beard. Now, what got you into like doing the whole product side of like with the Synful beard oil?
Well, I started messing with beard oils just like anyone else that starts getting more involved with growing a beard, how to like, maintain and take care of your beard properly. And I started messing with different oils and I kind of I wasn't happy with what I was getting. And I was also not happy with selling out money trying all this different stuff. So I started tinkering. I started doing the research and tinkering with it.
All right.
So I started making my own beard oil. That's how I got into it. I just started tinkering with it. Then from there, I ended up, other stuff, and I was giving it to friends, and they're like, "Oh, this is really good." So people started offering to buy it. So that's kind of how it got it started. I think that's pretty much a typical story for, I don't know, I believe a bunch of other companies out there, but that's how it got started.
All right, now
you want me to keep going?
Yeah, no. How did you come up with the name Synful? Where did the name derive from?
Funny thing is, my true passion was always music. I've been involved with the local music scene probably for the past
4 years.
No, 12 to 15 years, actually.
Shit, I was off by a lot.
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah.
I used to play bass and all that, and I started working on a solo project, and I called the project Agent Center, SYNNER, and I started pitching out brand ideas out to my friends on Facebook that knew me. That they started pitching back, and one goes, "What about just Synful? You should call your product Synful." I was like, I like that. I like how that flows. And I ran it by my wife, and she liked it, and I just went with it. Because everyone's sinful one way or another.
I'm not. I've never sinned ever in my life. Fact.
I find that hard to believe.
Fact. That is a fact. Okay, I take that back. I did sin. I sinned the other day. I'm not going to tell you what I did, though. No.
You probably farted on an elevator or something.
A farted on an elderly
elevator.
Oh, no. All right. I don't fart at all, dude. Come on. This is a family program. We don't talk about farting here.
Oh, well, then I won't make my other comment then.
Oh no, go ahead, please, because we might.
It's a family program.
Yes, but some families might talk about what you're going to say.
Well, I was just going to say you got caught watching female porn or something.
Oh, now see, my family does talk about that, so that is acceptable for this program.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yes. No, but no, that is not what happened. But once again, we won't go there. That was me laughing like Santa Claus. That was pretty good.
Oh, that's great.
Okay, so Synful Beard Oil started out of your basement. Now it's a multi-billion-dollar corporation based out of Dayton, Ohio. Is that correct?
Oh, I wish that was the case, Scott, because I'd definitely be giving in to more of a lot of the charities I see that a lot of these other clubs are working on and working with.
All right.
I really wish that was the case.
Yeah. So we had the luxury of meeting a few weeks ago at the Steel City Beard and Mustache Club's Beard for Beasts number 5 at the Rivers Casino in downtown Pittsburgh. And boy, what a delight it was to have met you, because you and I have been communicating actually for a few months. And I don't know exactly how the seed was planted with you and I. I think you might have reached out to me about the beard oil and stuff. And I really remember this night, in fact, because you started messaging me. You and I were messaging back and forth, talking about different scents and all these different things. And then I was like emailing my wife at work, and I'm like, okay, what scents would you like? I was sending her links to your website and everything. And she's like, oh, pick that one. So you sent me all these samples and everything. And my wife absolutely loves them. She loved every single fragrance that you sent, and I loved them too. And I still do love them. I'm not saying that I fell out of love with them, but as you and I know, I have a certain issue with beard oils, and
right.
And and a lot of people that listen to the show know that I have this issue where it literally every type of beard oil that I use, within a matter of a few hours, it goes from the nice fragrant to like a real, like literally like a rotten cooking oil or like a fish smell or something. And
right.
As we were talking, I responded back to you, and I'm not going to bullshit anyone that sends me products. And, I let you know that I love the smells. My wife absolutely loved the smells. And I even know my wife raved to you when we met. But after like a little bit, I had this issue of my beard starting to kind of have that bad smell. And I let you know, I wasn't going to lie to you and be like, oh, this stuff was really great, blah, blah, blah. But the thing is that's an issue that I have to deal with. And I know that probably tons and tons and tons of people that buy your oils, use your oils, don't have that same problem. And so what does this guy do? He emails me back and he's like, we're going to figure this out. And so you start doing all this research and stuff, and you're like, we're going to make up a new concoction. We want to test it on you to see if we can figure out why everything's like having this adverse effect on you. And when I saw you in Pittsburgh, you were all excited because you're like, I have all this new ideas and all these things I want to try with you. And why don't you explain a little bit about what you've kind of discovered in your research on your end about what could be happening with me.
I just started researching what was in the carrier, because you're saying it could be something to do with
I think it's the carrier.
With, yeah, it was with the carrier oils, but it was going to be a reaction with something that our body naturally secretes through our pores, sebum.
Yes, sebum.
Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right.
That is absolutely 100% correct, sir.
Not really a doctor, but I play one on TV.
And I know. I was going to say the same thing. I went to college as a sebum expert. Truth.
Really?
Truth. Yeah, absolutely. That was my degree.
You sure it was sebum? It wasn't semen?
No, the B was in there. Yes, there was a B in there.
Oh. Okay.
See,
okay.
That was a good sting right there, buddy. That was a good sting.
You know them college boys and frats. There's some crazy stuff that goes on.
Yeah. No, I was not that type of guy. But yeah. So, anyways, go on. We're talking about the carrier oils. Yeah.
So I started researching, and I'm starting to pinpoint things to see what could be causing a reaction with your set condition without knowing what condition it could be. So I'm just trying to figure out what be your reaction. And right now, I'm currently in the stage. I've got all this stuff. When you come down to Dayton on the 28th, I've got it all labeled. It's all laid out right now.
Ooh.
And we're going to find out which one's going to fix your problem. And if not, I think this might be a mental thing with you.
Hey, but the best part is it's like, I kind of notice it, but it's like as soon as I put it in, my wife's like, oh, wow, this smells. I mean, I'm not just talking about your product. It's all of them, but I'll get like a really nice one and I put it in and my wife's like, oh my God, that's so nice. And then like at the end of the day, I come up to hug her and like, she's a little shorter than me. So her face automatically goes right into my beard. And then that's the moment I know when it's like bad, because she's like, oh my God. So we haven't hugged in years. I just want to hug my wife. And if you can make that happen.
Is that why she stands? Is that why she?
Yeah.
She's away from Purdy.
Yeah. I can't get a hug out of my wife because she thinks my beard stinks.
Wow. Well, hopefully we'll be resolving that, and we have the answer, and you'll have your own special little blend made by me.
That'd be awesome. I really can't wait.
That's my plan, man.
I do, and that's why number one, just that whole thing just tickles me and makes me feel wonderful that you as a business owner want to make their customers happy. And number two, when we were in Pittsburgh, I had a bad gin and tonic, and you took it upon yourself to make sure that I got the right gin and tonic. So you grabbed that gin and tonic out of my hand and you took it right back over to that bartender and you told them no. And you came back with one that was so damn strong, about knocked me on my ass. So you are about customer relations, my friend, and I greatly appreciate that.
Yes, I am.
You were about making everyone happy that night. So, and I also
try, man.
And I know that you were also celebrating because that was like one of the first nights that you've gotten out since and this is a congratulations to you, since you've become a newborn father figure to a baby. And what was it? Now it's been 5 weeks, right?
Yes, she's 5 weeks. She'll be 5 weeks tomorrow.
Very good. So yeah, so you had a baby daughter as opposed to a adult daughter. You had a baby, and your wife did. And you know, when we saw you in Pittsburgh, you said that that was your first time out. So I know you were letting loose and everything, and it was nice to see that, because I know, number one, you've been under the stress of being a new father. Number two, working on the oil stuff, and number three, working on this competition that we have coming up very soon.
Right.
And let's talk. Start diving into the competition now. Tell us about. So this is your first competition that you've organized, correct?
Correct. And
now, obviously, there's something that's that's very close to you with the drug thing. Is there a backstory you can tell about that and that's why you've designed this competition to benefit that?
Yes. This is a really big backstory, actually. And it's in line with my profession, my full-time profession. And actually my wife's profession. She's actually a nurse practitioner.
Oh,
she's at a different facility as well.
that's what
But
my
it's
wife's
in
going to
Dayton.
school for. So that's very cool.
Yeah. We both been within that field, like within the medical field. Well, I'm not so much medical. I've been in law enforcement for almost 20 years, and the past 11 years of it's been at the hospital. And when I first started, a lot of the issues were mental health issues and like family disputes, stuff like that. And as time progresses, we started seeing, we're seeing overdoses like on maybe like a monthly basis. And it started turning into the past couple years, things started getting real bad. Seeing several overdoses in a day, hearing the city channel and the county channel going out on 30, 40 calls a day. I mean, it's just, but what got me was I had to deal with an issue with a pregnant individual, and it just, it tore me apart just to see that. And, luckily the person survived, and, person doing that theirself with, them supposedly, supposed to be bringing life into the world. That's kind of like a breaking point to me,
Because they're just poisoning that baby inside of them.
Right. And it just, it's different from, I could spend all day getting these people locked up or whatnot all day. These subjects locked up all day long, and but it's out of my hands there. But that's not fixing anything.
Yeah,
and that's why I started doing research, stuff like that, on how I can get involved and with the community and trying to find a way to help with this.
Okay, so tell me about so what are the charities, and tell me a little bit about them.
The charities is Bridges Path, and they treat. They're one of the first facilities in the United States that treat opioid addicted born babies, and I didn't really know that was a thing. Well, I didn't know this facility existed in my backyard.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I knew there's that issue, so ended up with them because they're privately funded by just donations. So like their whole building and all everything they have is donated by private money.
Oh wow, well that's definitely. This is definitely for a good cause then.
The founder of that organization, because once I started getting involved with this, I want to know everything. I want to know how they got started and how they got involved with this. And I posted a video with some of the backstory with it for people to also check out what we're actually raising money for. But she was trying to foster kids, adoption, stuff like that. And she ended up getting her first kid, and it was like 3 pounds. And it was having all kinds of medical issues related to being a baby going through opioid withdrawal. Then I believe they ended up getting fostering like another 2, and then back to back, and they were all going through that opioid withdrawal. And she ended up going down to West Virginia. West Virginia is the only other place that has this type of facility. So that's, I learned about that, and I was like, all right, this is what we're going to do here for one of the charities.
Very cool.
This is going to help the people that don't have a voice in the matter.
Yeah.
And it's kind of forgotten, and it's something that no one's really seen or talking about too, because, they're not the ones that being on the news and stuff. You know where I'm coming from?
Yeah. No, and I'm familiar with it. I've heard of the issue of the babies being, born that are already addicted to the can you say the word? Opioid. But, the babies that are going through withdrawal symptoms and everything when they're born because the mothers were users as they're, through their whole pregnancy, and then the drugs just get pumped right directly into the babies. And
right.
Yeah, you've heard that story, but then you don't hear the stories about how, okay, the baby's born and then what happens then.
Correct.
So definitely this sounds like a really awesome charity to be working with for this event, because, these people are taking that next step to help, get the babies past that point.
Right.
Well, I like that a lot. That's a very, very nice charity to be working with. So, but I will also put a link to that in there. So if you're hearing this and you're interested in finding out more, there'll be a direct link right to their website on my show notes. So
they'll definitely appreciate that as well.
So, okay. What's the other one?
Nova Behavioral Health.
All right. What's that about?
They do inpatient rehabilitation. They do everything from substance abuse to mental health. But one of the other things they've started in doing is a transitional housing program. And I went out and spoke with the CEO out there. That's in Dayton. And but before I went ahead and chose them, because I wanted to make sure this was the right fit, and this is what I wanted. I want this money to go to.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
and I sat with him and I talked to him for about an hour and a half, and what they're doing is, instead of putting the people that want to get help and get in rehab, and they finish their 12 steps or whichever way they do it, and kick them out the door and say, well, you're done.
Yeah.
They're actually providing these people with housing, like rent-free housing, and they're doing like an after treatment from there and getting them basically to becoming like a productive citizen again, and getting them gainfully employed and everything like that. And I went and talked to after I set this up to go ahead and move forward with the money going towards them, is I went and spoke with 4 of the people that successfully completed the program. And, I gave them my background and told them why I was doing this, and they were shocked. They were like tickled pink, because I told them my background, and they're just surprised I'm trying to come in from the other side to help with what these other people in recovery are going through.
Well, you're in a unique position because, you and I've had a few friends that have been like local sheriffs around our county and stuff. And one of my friends actually worked at one of the local hospitals who, he transported prisoners and stuff. And he also worked with patients that were, in for overdoses or whatever. And he would have to sit with these people and transport them between the jail and the hospital and stuff like that. So,
right.
You're also in a unique position where you're one-on-one with a lot of people that are, going through overdose, or you're, substance abuse or something. So you get to see firsthand how it and what it does to people. And, if I was in your shoes, I'd probably be exactly with you on this and doing and looking for these types of, help for people. I mean, that just shows how big your heart is and how really seriously you take your work and how involved you want to be in your community. I mean, what you're doing is just fantastic.
I appreciate that. I mean, I hope everyone else views it that way.
Well, if they don't, I will come and beat them down and tell them, you know what, what Ray's doing is good. And, well, I'm going to shake my finger at them. They're like, shame on you. This is good stuff. This is good community service. And I mean, and not everyone gets to see that side like you do, or like my friend does, who's the sheriff.
Right.
You just don't, because or even like your wife or my wife being in the hospital system and dealing with people that are, my wife used to deal a lot with, when she worked at a different hospital, I can't remember what they called them, but the people that would constantly come in all the time. Oh, I got pains. They're like, pill pushers. They're trying
drug seekers.
Yeah. They're trying to come in all the time to the emergency room. Oh, I got all these pains, and they're just trying to get prescriptions for medication, or they're trying to get in to get another fix from the hospital. That's still an issue, actually. Oh, that irritates the crap out of me. Like just to hear all these stories. I mean, and I guess I didn't realize how closely you and I were tied into this. I mean, you're going one-on-one with these people, but like I said, my wife worked at a facility a while ago where it was the same thing. It was just like all she talked about were overdoses, people that were, the drunks that were coming in, and just how people were coming in just to get another fix. And it's just, to be in the healthcare system, now you understand why it's so effed up, because, you got people like that just abuse the system, and I don't even want to make this political or anything, but
right.
It's,
I always try to avoid politics, man.
Yeah, no, I do too, because you can never win in that situation. So, okay. So we've discussed, we have the basic gist of the charities that we're working for. Now let's kind of just take this conversation, make it a little bit more upbeat, because now I feel a little down, and I want to feel good again. So okay. You have decided to put a competition together, your first one, and you want the money that's raised at this event to go towards these charities, which is very admirable. And so you decided to put an event together. And what is the venue this event will be at?
The venue is called Rip Rap Roadhouse in Dayton. It's a old biker bar, actually, and we're hoping the weather stays good, because it gives us more area to be for their outside area. They got this huge stage that they hold events at, so that's the plan. I'm trying to work on getting a tent to hold the people within there, just in case if the weather does get a little bit shaky.
I think the weather should be fine, because part of the reason the government put that, really nice base there is because you guys are closer to the equator, and the weather should be always nice down in Dayton, Ohio. What?
Goodness.
What?
Right back to those theories. So now, right, Pat's controlling the weather.
I didn't say it.
Lord.
I didn't say it. You did. You're the conspiracy nut guy controlling weather stuff. I just said that. I'm just going by latitude stuff, here. That's pure.
We're not that close. I think Florida's closer to the equator.
Yes, it could be, but you're much closer than Cleveland is. We'll just put it that way. It's like freaking tropical in Dayton. In fact, because I was down in Columbus today, and it was like 20 degrees warmer. The sun was shining. Their palm trees were like waving in the wind. And sharks were jumping out of the ocean. It was pretty insane down there.
Were you in Columbus, Ohio, or Columbus, Georgia?
I was in Columbus, Ohio, which is pretty much all very close latitude to Dayton, Ohio.
Well, it was 60 miles west.
Yes, but hey, man, we're going with the curvature of the Earth, unless you're a flat Earth kind of guy. Oof.
You probably still travel by the what's that old saying? By the way of the crow or something. Yes.
I know what you're talking about. We don't crow around here.
The reason it's so cold up there is because you guys got all that lakefront stuff.
Well, yes, and definitely.
Loch Ness monsters and stuff.
Yeah, the Lake Erie monsters bringing the lake effect snow. Yes.
Yeah,
and the UFOs flying off the lake over the. Yeah, we're always taking this to the wrong place, Ray. So okay, so let's talk about the event specifically. Let's talk about your judges. Now, this is for your first competition, and I was talking to one of the judges the other night. One of the judges and I actually went out to a concert the other night, and we were talking about this event and how we were both very excited about it. And we were excited because, number one, your judging panel is phenomenal, and the purpose of your event is great, and everything just, this is going to be an awesome time. So anyone that's interested who lives in the Dayton area, Cleveland area, Columbus area, Lexington area, all the surrounding places, you all should come up to this because it's going to be an awesome time. There's going to be really awesome people there. So let's go through the judges.
Oh, you went to another Kesha concert then?
Jeez. Oh, yes. That is where we went. I got made fun of that today. Once again, actually, I've gotten made fun of that every day, but
I'm not making fun of you. I know who you're referring to. Which I didn't know he was such a celebrity. I saw on his birthday.
Oh, yeah. This person and I have gone to see Kesha on multiple times. That was one of those reasons why him and I are such good friends. But also being interrelated. Let's just let the cat out of the bag. Who is the guy we are talking about?
You're gonna have to pronounce his last name because I can never get it right.
His
first name is Eric.
Last name Smith. But
it's not Smith.
And I know it isn't, but if you spell it out, it's Zachok. Zachok, yeah. Eric Zachok. Yes, who is the president of the Beards of the Old Northwest, which is the club that I belong to. And Eric and I are very closely tied together. And so him and I went and saw Kesha the other night, but that's a whole nother story we don't need to talk about today, because we consistently get made fun of it. And I will say this, however, though, there were so many girls there. It was ridiculous that they had to be using the men's room. So the men were only allowed to go into the bathroom and use the urinals, and the girls were allowed to go in and use, cause they couldn't really use the urinals anyways. So,
well, if they're intoxicated enough, I'm sure they'll figure out a way.
Oh, well, it was a dry concert, so there wasn't any fear of that happening. So, okay, let's get off the whole Kesha thing right now. Let's get back to the competition because that's more exciting than Kesha, even though the concert was really good.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got judge number one. We got Eric Zachok from Beards of the Old Northwest. Now, who else do we got?
Following up from that, I went with Lance Wooten.
Woo, Lance Wooten. Where's Lance from?
I want to say London, Kentucky.
Oh, my gosh. That's like where Big Ben's at. Or not that one? No, different London?
I don't even think there's a building even that big in London, Kentucky, I believe.
Oh. Okay,
I had to let that register. I've never been to London, Kentucky, but I don't think there's even a structure that big. We'll have to confirm that with Lance.
We'll ask him about that.
Right.
Okay, so we got Lance, we got Eric, we also have and we followed up right behind that with Ryan Sheebley. Ryan Sheebley. Now, Ryan Sheebley is who and where?
Well, he took second place in World Beard Championship in Amish Whaler.
Oh.
Which the past few events, I've had the opportunity to run into him every time, and he's a pleasure to talk to. I believe he's out of Fort Wayne, Indiana. I think that's where he's from.
All right.
Fort Wayne.
I'll put a link to everyone's Facebook page. So if you are interested, you can, and this episode is going to go up a week before the competition. So you'll have a week to look at all the links and everything so you can find out who everyone is.
Except Lance doesn't have a Facebook.
Oh, well, jeez. Oh, man.
He's got an Instagram.
Okay. Well, I'll hook it up to his Instagram. I'll find whatever social media each of these people use, and you can easily find them. Okay. So we have Lance, we have Eric, we have Ryan, and who else do we have?
I wanted to throw a wrench in the wheels, and I threw Kristen Wags in there, which I find out she judges at every competition I've been to.
Oh, yes. Kristen Wags. We love Kristen. She is one of the premier whiskerinas out there. In my opinion, she is one of the premier whiskerinas out there from the Steel City Beard and Mustache team. She is an angel. She's a doll. We love her very much. So I'll be excited to see her. Okay, and we have our last judge being
Krista McNaughton.
Okay, who is she?
She is from Mercer County Facial Hair Club.
Oh, okay, very good.
I wanted to get another Ohio judge, and I wanted because I was actually with Mercer County last night at their event.
Oh,
and because as you can see, I'm trying to,
I give up. Go.
Get I'm working on getting all the clubs involved with what I'm wanting to do.
Oh yeah, well, absolutely.
So,
I mean, that's the only way you're going to accomplish anything. I mean, as someone who does an event, you want to reach out to as many clubs as you can to get it, because their reach is it's like a spider web. It's like, you're at that center and you want to send out those feelers to all the different clubs, at least in your state or your area. And then, once they're on board, then they send it out to their, members or people that are interested too. So it only helps your event get bigger and better every year.
Yeah, that's who I went with through them. Cause I contacted their president, Ethan, and he's like, I got the perfect person for you. And then I ran into her down in Cincinnati, and she's like, I've never judged before. And I was like, I didn't know you had to be a judge to judge. I'm just glad to have you there.
No, I mean, anyone that's involved in the scene, they know what they know. They like what they like. And if they're involved in a club, they know. I mean, they just know. I mean, it's, and the fact that you've picked a panel of judges that are all involved in the scene is very good, because there's nothing worse than going to an event where you have a local celebrity that doesn't know anything about beards or mustaches, and they're just like hee hee ho ho and all that elf stuff.
Right.
And, but to have, I mean, you have a very esteemed group of people that are going to be judging.
Yeah.
Now, who is the MC for this? Because he looks like a jerk.
Man, this was a really tough decision, because I heard this guy was a really big prick.
Yeah.
But, the more I've talked to him,
I've seen the name around.
I think his name was Scott Baio.
Oh, did he love Chachi?
Joni. I believe he loved Joni.
Oh, yeah.
But no, I'm actually talking to the MC of this event right now.
Oh, Jesus. Is he on the other line, or do you have me on hold?
No, I'm talking about you.
Oh, no way. Thank you for asking me. Jeez, I'm so glad you waited till the last second to ask me.
Yeah, see how that works. I just throw people right under that bus, man.
Okay, I accept your challenge. I will be there. I will try to entertain as much as I can, and fill the crowd with a lot of very good factual facts, because that's the way I roll.
Yeah, that's awesome.
No, but I'm very flattered that you asked. I mean, I got the message, literally I got off my plane when I was coming back from Worlds, and you had messaged me about it, and I was like, wow, I'm like, this is great, so I immediately responded back. I'm like, heck yeah, man, I'm all about this. And the more I looked into the event and saw, number one, what it was for, I was sold on that, because like I said, everyone has a backstory with dealing with someone who's had drug abuse or mental issues or whatever, but this one really kind of hit really close to home with me, because I've lost a couple friends to heroin overdoses. I've lost friends to, pill popping and stuff like that. So it sucks. And I mean, though some of the people are still alive, I've lost my friendships with them, and it still hurts because I was really good friends with them.
Yeah, because that stuff just, if that destroys families and everything. And the more I looked into it, it's not just, it's not your average people anymore either. That people think it's not the rich, it's not the poor. It doesn't matter if you're black or white or anything like that. This is affecting everything, and especially even law enforcement officers. They're but with fentanyl and the car fentanyl, with that being in there, they're getting accidentally exposed to it from dealing with subjects doing their searches and stuff like that, and just even skin contact to these chemicals or putting them into overdose. And
jeez.
I mean, it's insane.
Yeah. I mean, it happens to everyone. I mean, it like you said, black, white, anyone. I mean, rich, poor, the least like, yeah. I mean, and that's with me. It's like the people that you would never think of in a million years. And it's like, are you shitting me? Like, this person overdosed and you would have never thought in a million years they were doing anything.
Right.
And that's the sucky part, because they leave a good family behind. And it's tough, man. But once again, we don't want to be a downer anymore. So let's get back into the competition.
Yeah, let's get back to it.
So I'm going to go down your list of categories that we have here. We have kids creative, which is always a crowd favorite. Tell us a little bit about that one.
Being my first event, I didn't even know there was a kids creative until someone brought it up to me. What? Yeah. Jeez. Well, I'm still a noob to the comps. Wow. My first comp was Beards Behind Bars, up there at the Ohio State Reformatory. Yep, up in Mansfield. And so that was all adults. So I thought this was how everything went, and I thought this was just how these comps went.
Mm-hmm.
And some of the people that were interested in the event, they're like, "So is this a kid friendly event?" I'm like, "Well." Before I could even answer them, they called the venue. The venue goes, "Yeah, we could, it's kid friendly and all that." And so it progressed, and someone goes, "Well, what about a kids category?" And I go, "Huh?" And what's funny is, I follow Ryan Sheedley on Facebook.
Yeah.
He's a great guy he's very uplifting if you follow any of his posts on Facebook. Real down to earth, real family oriented guy. And, I was seeing pictures of his son competing and stuff, and actually videos too. And I'm like, oh, so there is a category. Okay. And I did a post, and I got a few reactions from it. I said, well, let's just go with it. We get a couple to show up. We'll go with it. And so I've already gotten to work for next year. I don't know if anyone else is doing this, but I think we're gonna to get more of the public involved with this next year, because I just got the idea like last week. Actually have like stuff and materials there for the kids to actually make their beard there.
Yeah, there's a couple other events that have happened that I'm aware of around the country that they'll set up like a craft day, like maybe the day or two before, and they'll have the kids come out and they will work on them, so then they can take them home and work on them a little bit more for like the next couple days, and then they'll have them come in and stuff and do the competition and stuff. So they have a little bit more time to, instead of like, I mean, yeah, if they show up early and you do that category first, they're not like rushed to get something put together like super quick.
Right. So that's how that category came about.
Okay. And then we have the women's creative, which is a Whiskerina category, which is now becoming like one of this is the hot category going around right now, because the Whiskerinas are starting to really grow and thrive in the country right now. So
yeah, that's amazing. I've when I first saw that up there in Mansfield, I was just like, holy cow, this is awesome.
Yeah, it's my favorite category. I love it. It's just because it's like, just to see how creative the girls can be. And I mean, for going to Worlds and being involved in this scene for 5-6 years and seeing all the different ones that have never been reproduced by other people. I mean, there's such originality in all of these. It's stunning to see how well these girls can come up with new ideas all the time. And I think it's becoming like more difficult, because I've talked to a couple girls and they're like, it's getting harder now because a lot of the stuff has been done, and it's like trying to like figure out something new to do, or a completely different take on something that's been done, so it doesn't even seem like it's been something that's been done before.
They want crazy ideas. They can always call me. I'm always full of just insane. I was like, man, I kind of want. They should have like a men's category for this.
Well, they do. I mean, actually at Worlds they did have a guy that did go for creative. And
really?
Yeah, he didn't. I don't know what place he ended up getting, but everyone was kind of like, But the way it was posed by the Austin Facial Hair Club, according to Brian Nelson, it was posed as a creative, so anyone who wanted to do it could be involved. So It wasn't just strictly for women. It was like a creative beard. So if a man wanted to do it, or like his daughters were involved in it too. So if the kids wanted to do that too, they could. It was an all-encompassing category. So it wasn't just strictly for women. But then also we had a woman that was in a men's category, because we did have a woman there that had a natural beard, a full natural beard.
I think I saw that.
Yeah, Rose.
Rose. Yeah.
Once again, I can't speak highly enough about her. She's just an amazing woman.
Yeah, I saw that. Rose. I'm trying to remember the last name, but
Guile. Rose Guile.
Guile. Okay. Excellent. Yeah. I was like, that's awesome.
Yeah. So the next category we have, now we're getting into the staple categories like natural mustache, styled mustache, and then we get to the partial categories where you've separated them all into chops, whaler, and partial/goatee. Now that's really cool. As being a partial guy, I'm always getting stuck into a category where, like I say, you're getting thrown into a partial category and you get stuck against like chop guys and whaler guys. So you have 3 different types of categories that are all in one.
Right.
And I like the fact that you guys had separated them all up, which is really cool.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I kind of, I can't make everyone happy.
You can't.
But I reached out and I went and talked to people and go, how do we want to set this up?
Yeah.
And they said, separate those categories, please.
Yes.
And they explained to me why. And so I said, okay, this is the way it's going to be then. And we'll go from there.
Cool. Okay. So then we go into, the partial goatee freestyle, which partial freestyle. Then this is a really cool category, which not a lot of competitions have. And I'm glad you have this, the best gray beard, which is, that's a nice one to have. Cause that one is another one that separates, and it's very unique category. So that's really cool. Then we have full beard styled mustache. Then we have full beard 0 to 6 inch, full beard 6 to 12 inch, full beard 12 and over, and full beard freestyle. So those are the list of your categories. So if you fit into any of that criteria, please come on out. You can go check out the Facebook page, the Synful Beard. All you got to do is just do a search for Synful Beard Oil and you can get hooked up to the page. But once again, I will put a link up to the page for the event and you can get more details there. And I bet we're pretty much giving all of you the details right now.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
But before we go any further, I've got to give credit to the person for the gray beard category. It was Mark Britton.
Mm-hmm. Who's Mark?
That was I actually got to meet him in Pittsburgh. I believe he's in recovery. That's why he's really wanting to be a part of this event.
Mm-hmm.
And he reached out to me through the Facebook page when I was actually setting up the categories, and he goes, "Hey, you should do the best gray." And, I was going to do a bunch of different, like, crazy categories and whatever, but I kind of wanted to just tie it in, like, natural and throw in a couple different ones. But he reached out and told me that, and so I got to give Mark Burton the credit for that, for coming up with that idea.
No, that's a very good idea, because, there's been this actually might be the first time that I personally have seen best gray, because usually it's the one I've seen is the best red beard, because that's another. Because most guys will have like a real bright red beard or like a dull red beard, so they'll have a red beard category. So this is the first time I've seen an actual gray beard one. So that's a pretty unique. It's always nice to, like, all the different clubs or whoever's organized events in the past. I always ask them, well, what unique category do you guys have towards your event? And, this definitely is a unique one to you. So it's always good to have, like, if you're a club or an organizer, to have one unique category at least that separates you from all different contests out there.
Yeah.
Okay. Now let's get into, we got some sponsors here. We'll run through this real quick, because there's one last thing that I want to talk to you about, because one of these sponsors definitely applies to what I want to talk to you about here shortly. So
okay.
we have, and I'll say this one last, just so then that can lead into a different conversation here.
Okay.
We have Snow Mo Man, which is what?
He does like landscaping. He does like basically mows your grass and does snow removal in the winter. So he's got you covered.
Oh, it's all in the name. It is all.
Yeah, it's all on the name.
So he must be a man. It's just one, because it's not men. So he's a one-man outfit.
I don't believe so. I believe he's got some other employees working with him.
Well, you need to tell him he needs to change the name of his company to Snowmo Men then.
Well, I'm not telling someone who donated generously to the cause what to do with his business.
Okay, I won't either, but, we're not going to split hairs here when it comes to that.
Yeah, he was one of the first ones to come out and sponsor this event.
Very cool. Now let's talk about Julia's Nightclub. This sounds fun.
It sounds fun. It's actually outside of Dayton, I think, closer to the Miamisburg area. It's they do this kind of the older dance music, old style dance club. You know what I mean?
Oh, all right. So like the 50s, they do probably the twist.
The 50s. Yeah, you go in there. They're doing the twist and the mashed potato and the monster mash and all that other stuff.
The walkers are breaking and falling to the floor.
Yeah, there you go.
Not that old. We're going to go much newer than that.
I'd say it's upbeat, but it's tailored probably to the crowd of like people your age, like 50 and 60-year-olds.
Ooh, that one stung, bitch.
I'm just kidding.
That was great.
No, it's not. It's a really nice nightclub. It's it's probably for people like in their mid-30s and up to go to and have a good time.
It sounds like that definitely does sound like the type of place I would like to go to.
Yeah.
Okay, now drum roll, please. What is?
I wish you knew you had that. I'd have pulled up my soundboard.
Oh, I know. Well, I have one too, but I'm a drummer. I could have just pulled my drum out and just started doing drum rolls for you. But okay, so our last sponsor is and go. Tell us, Ray.
Ohmtown Vapes in Eaton, Ohio.
Oh yes, Ohmtown Vapes. Now, how did you get involved with them to be a sponsor?
Well, I've been a customer there for quite a while.
62 years?
62 years, exactly.
Jeez.
Today, 62 years.
You were the inventor of vaping, I hear.
No, I'm not the inventor of vaping. But the other side to it is I've been a customer there, but he's also one of the retailers for Synful he sells all my products there as well.
Very cool. So, okay. So if by some chance you would like to purchase oils other than online and you happen to be in the Dayton area, you can go to.
This is actually the Preble County area.
Oh, all right. Well,
this is, it's Eaton, Ohio.
It's down closer to the equator than I am.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they carry your oils and stuff. So if you are interested, you can go there. If not, we can go to, what's your website?
Synful with a Y by nature.com.
All right. Now, getting back to the whole vape thing, this is where you spilled the beans on this one as we were kind of bullshitting before we got into this. And someone accidentally, I don't know if you accidentally said this, but he said he used to be into competitive vaping. Now,
yes.
Okay. Please do tell, because I know nothing about this. And as I stated to you, I said, before we started the interview, you took a big hit off your vape, and I was like, oh my God, what is that horrific sound? And then I was like, we were just discussing when we were down in Worlds. I said, what is it about the bearding community? Everyone vapes. No one really smokes anymore. Everyone vapes. And I was I was down in Columbus today with another, I won't mention the name of the company, but all the guys that were there were all vaping too. And I was like, and we went outside and we were at a hair show, like a convention, and we go outside and everyone's out there vaping. And I'm like, this is just weird, because I'm like, I was a smoker. I was that guy that went outside and smoked and whatever. But now that I go to, I'm done and over with that, and I go to competitions, everyone is vaping. But this is like the only community that I see this in, and it just boggles my mind. And then I come and talk to you, the beard growing guy, and then you tell me you were into competitive vaping, and I was just like, what the F? I'm like, so tell me, like, what is a vaping competition like? What I just don't. Please enlighten me.
Oh man, there's actually like national championships and all that. I never went to that, or I never traveled the country. I did like all the local shops in the Ohio area, like up in Columbus and maybe Cincinnati, Franklin, and all the ones in Dayton, Ohio. But it's like who could blow the biggest cloud, and you'd be sitting there setting up your rig and all this, and make sure the wick's proper and all this, and just see how big and how far out and how condensed that vapor cloud could be. And I've seen like it's crazy, because some of the people that had the bigger followings and clicks like that, and you go to these places, there'd be like a ton of people at these places, man. And, I mean, there's even like freestyle tricks and stuff like that.
And I hate to laugh at this, because I've seen memes online about like competitive vaping, and I honestly thought it was a joke. I did not think that it was an actual thing.
Right. It's a thing. And you know what? I think it'd still be strong to this day if that community would have been focused like how our bearding community is. And
like vaping, vaping for the local dog shelter.
Just any type of charity. just whatever charity. I think stuff like that, when local people and organizations and clubs, you put it more to a charity type driven thing, I think that will outlast anything than just, and maybe they wouldn't have been, made fun of for competitive vaping. But, one of the guys here from Dayton, Anthony not Train, I'm trying to remember his last name. He was actually Tosh Point. He was like his video was like put on Tosh Point.
Oh.
And like one of his trick videos. I mean, this dude, like, he was like sponsored, and they paid for him to like go all over the country to do his tricks and stuff like that. And yeah, I don't even think he vapes anymore.
Does he have the popcorn lung?
No, that's I think that's kind of like a myth, and that's with like certain ingredients with people that made flavors and stuff. I think that was like with stuff that had diacetyl in it.
Oh, I don't
So
know.
a lot of the vape juice companies avoid using diacetyl. So
yeah, that's,
and their
I mean,
flavors.
that's the only thing I heard is like how like vaping was bad for you because of the result of popcorn lung. And
Yeah,
I mean,
that's if you use a
yeah,
diacetyl based flavoring. I mean that was the only bad thing that I've heard of or seen result from that, and excuse me, the idiots that would.
that right there, you coughing.
That's because I had like a little bit of spittle going in the back of my throat. That's not from vaping.
Okay. Okay.
I've been cigarette free for 3 years from not doing it. And I breathe a lot better. I smoke 2 packs a day, man. You know, that's why I did it. But then I ended up getting into the competitive side and all that. But you know, but I don't know. I could breathe better and all that. And I'm not getting up and hacking my lungs out every day. I don't have popcorn lungs, so.
Like I said, I know nothing about it, so it's always nice to, if there's something that you're not educated into, like how pleased was I to like meet someone tonight on, doing this interview that it was doing something that I didn't even know existed. Yeah. And, to have you right here, like to be like, oh yeah, I could ask you questions. And, I just want to let you know that these questions I'm going to ask you, I'm not making fun of you. I just don't understand it. I don't know it, and then.
Well, not only like there's like online competitions, and there's cliques and groups and closed groups that were behind the scenes, like how we have in the beard community as well. Like secret Facebook pages and whatever, and you call each other out and blow clouds, and the band and his banner and everything else, and it was like another type of brotherhood within that community too.
Wow, I would have never known that. Like I said, everything that I had seen online about competitive vaping, I always thought was a joke. But I guess it's just like the bearding thing. It's like anyone who has a similar interest, and even driving by like the local vape shops around, you always see like groups of guys just hanging out in there. I guess I never really thought that it could blossom into its own community. And yeah, well, I got you. Hey man, we learned a lot of really new, interesting things tonight. We learned about. Jeez. Wow.
You'd be amazed when, people actually sit down and talk about things, what you can learn.
No, I know. Definitely. If we would have discussed earlier, hey, let's talk tonight let's talk about the competition. And if I would have known that it was going to turn into talking about competitive vaping, I would have been like, no way, Jose. But, hey, it definitely took a turn for the better, because now we have, and hence why I say that I noticed that a lot of the guys vape. So maybe now we'll somehow be able to tie the vaping community with the bearding community. And then this is where it all started. Maybe you're going to be the guy that's going to change the world by doing that.
I focus on all my focus is on with the bearding right now.
But come on, man. There's got to be a way we can crossbreed these, and we can like do a freestyle beard that like shoots vape out of it or something.
Yeah, you could, man. I'm sure, but with anything else, because the FDA is involved, and now they're calling it a tobacco product, and there's absolutely no tobacco in it. You like you said, you went to that event today, and where are the vapors going? They're going outside to vape now.
Yeah.
So, it makes it a little bit harder to do.
Well, but that was the thing, is I saw people inside vaping, but then it was like other people were going outside to vape. So, the guys that I was with were all going outside to do it outside. There are other people I saw doing it inside, but
yeah.
Hey,
a lot of places they
frown upon
no
it.
Smoking, no vaping. So yeah. It's turning into personal opinion and stuff like that with that now, and a taboo per se, or a stigmata like anything else.
Yeah,
so
yeah, definitely. So, all right, Ray. Well, let's wind it up on that. But we can, like you said, let's do a really quick recap. The competition. Tell us the date of the competition, where it's at.
It's October 28th. The doors are at 3 p.m. and people will be able to register from 3 to 5, and we're looking to get the competition starting at 5:30.
All right.
It's at Rip Rap Roadhouse. It's in Dayton on Rip Rap Road.
And once again, I will have links to all this stuff in the show notes. So if you want any more information, I'll you'll be able to find it. Just listen.
Yeah, tickets are $15. I've been offering pre-sale tickets for $12.
Where do they go to get pre-sale tickets at?
They can actually order them on my website, synfulbynature.com. That's Synful with a Y, and it's under the Beards Against Drugs link there on my page, and you can get tickets below. So we're offering them there, and we'll mail you the tickets. Also, I forgot about this.
Well, you didn't, because now we're going to talk about it. So.
Yeah. Since this was like our first year, we're trying to figure out other ways to raise money. I started raffling off. Yes, I am.
Your body parts.
Body parts.
Your body parts.
No, it's not. We're not raffling off my body parts.
I don't know. Like maybe somebody might want your pinky finger for something.
I need my pinky finger.
No, then you can bid on it then.
That way I can hit that one weird key on the top of the keyboard when I'm typing or something.
Okay.
But we're raffling off a shotgun that one of my other retailers owns. Is actually a bait shop and archery shop, and we were able to get a shotgun to raffle off because that's big in the area, hunting and fishing and all that. And we're selling raffle tickets for that as well to help raise more money. Got to be an Ohio resident. Got to be able to pass a background check. Got to do it legally.
Yeah.
So, but we're doing that, and the chances on that are $5 a ticket or 5 for 20. And people reach out to me, and I've been filling out their tickets and mailing them to them as well. So,
all right.
But we'll be selling those there as well. So
that's very cool.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of as many ways as I possibly can to raise money for these organizations. I mean, I know everyone's been running around crazy since Worlds, and fall's been a back-to-back event.
So. I mean, it definitely has. It's like literally like every weekend there's been a different. And the thing for us is where we live, there's been like one every weekend that's been within like a 2.5 hour radius.
Right.
And then on top of that, there's been even more competitions like on the West Coast or, in the middle of the country. Like we have the St. Louis BAM coming up, and I think that's next weekend. So
that's the 21st. Yes.
Yeah. And then immediately following that is yours. And then
after mine's Detroit. Cities,
yeah.
Which I want to go to, but I've got to slow down and focus on my family for a little bit.
Yeah, you do. You've been going hard, man. You've been going hard. It's time, you have a new baby. Let's calm down, dude. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. But right after this event, I'm going to be reaching out to the clubs. We're going to find a neutral area, a neutral time to do this.
Canada.
And get it set.
Oh.
No, it ain't going to be Canada. I'm talking about like a neutral month. That way we can do that and pre-plan around that. Canada.
Well, they're neutral when it comes to stuff.
I don't have a passport, so we can't go up there.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry.
We can move the event somewhere. That's not a problem.
Canada.
We're not going to Canada.
Oh, Scott. I'm sorry. They have good beer up there, though.
We've got good beer down here.
How about Canada? How about we look into Canada? I mean,
the only beer I could think out of there is like Labatt's Blue, and I think it's probably brewed here.
No, actually, all the at Budweiser is brewed different up there. If you have a Budweiser up in Canada, it's totally different than what it is down here. It's amazing.
Well, let's just, we're going to talk about beer. We can go to Germany.
Oh no, that shit's just too heavy. I'm a light beer kind of guy. I'm a lightweight. I don't like fancy stuff.
I didn't even know you're a beer drinker. You were drinking gin and tonics in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, well, yeah, I was.
And I had to fix your orders.
I know, man. You saved the day once again. All right, Ray. Well, thank you for saving the day. Additionally, I mean, you're all, and I'm really looking forward to seeing you in a couple weeks. And they said if anyone has any questions, they can check out the blog post for this or the show notes. Like if you by some chance are subscribed to this on iTunes or any of the other ones, just click on your podcatcher show notes, and there'll be a list, and you should be able to click on a link.
Also, if Aaron Johnson's listening, Johnson?
Yes.
Johnson. If he's listening, if he wants to be back on your show, he needs to come to Ohio on that date. That should be your condition. Because I'm a fanboy of him.
I will let him know. As soon as I get off with you, I'll text him and tell him that. Because I think he was actually considering coming up, but I think that he wasn't going to come because he knew I wasn't competing and he knew he couldn't beat me down again.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's just the way he rolls, man.
Yeah, I tried to get another epic lined up too. Another epic lineup.
Hey, you don't want to blow your load your first year, man.
No, because this was another fanboy choice. But the person I wanted to put against this other person decided to grow a beard.
Oh.
So you know what I'm talking about.
I could be. I'm thinking of someone. Would they be?
So they're known for their English mustache.
Oh, yes.
And someone from your club that's up and coming.
Yes.
I know he's going to be there. Then this other said person with the English mustache is going to be there, but he now has a beard, and I was hoping to see those two go head to head.
Yes. Was this a person that I happened to be with today?
Yes, it was.
All right, that's what I thought.
Because I reached out to Lance Wooten, and because I don't know how to get a hold of that said person, which he's probably like 20 minutes away from me. But I think Lance has got him going.
Yeah, I was asking him about it today. I said, "Hey, you going to be at this thing?" He's like, I don't know yet. He's like, the venue is like literally like a couple miles from my house.
Yeah,
I'm like, come on, dude. But the job he works nights, so
yeah.
Unfortunately, if he can, he will be there, and he will definitely be there with bells on.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I would love to see that head to head, though. I know what you're talking about. So I guess you people are probably going to have to just come to the event to see this epic battle hopefully unfold.
Yes.
Because that's what it seems like a lot of competitions are turning into now. It's like you have a whole bunch of new people coming in, but then you have the old school guys coming in, and there's like these big battles going on now with like, which is really cool. I mean, for us guys that have been doing it for a while, but like Aaron and I talked about, it's like, it's cool to do competitions and stuff. And like, it was really cool for me to go against him, and he's a newer guy in the scene. And I've been doing it for 4, 5, 6 years, and it's really cool to get beat by a guy that's only been doing it for a few years. And it's cool to have like all these new guys that are just showing up just to kind of see, and they're entering, and they might not be finishing like real high and stuff. And for me, that's a lot of the reason why I kind of like backed out of competing a few years ago, because it's like I know there needs to be a whole bunch of new guys that get involved that can get up to the status that we've gotten over the past years of, because it's just not fun if the same guys are winning all the time.
Right.
So you have to always take that in consideration when you're a competitor. So, I mean, at least I do. I mean, I'm very, very, I try to pay attention to, competitions and how many guys are in a category. I mean, if there's like a couple guys in a category, I'm like, I'd rather not compete just to give them a chance to, especially if I know, because everyone looks on Facebook to see what everyone's bringing. So
yeah,
it's just it's the nature of the beast.
That's actually not very dickish of you. That's kind of considerate.
Well, I mean, But that's the thing. That's the only way that you're going to get this scene to grow.
Yeah.
I mean, you got it. You have to, the guys that are winning all the time, and and if it's always in a close category, you gotta step back. I mean, and what I explained to Aaron too is like being in the Beards of the Old Northwest. One of our rules in our club is if you're a board member, you are not allowed to compete at any of your own events. So if you come to one of our events and Eric Zatchok being the president, he can't compete. So he's won plenty of freestyle, full beard things. So, it's one guy that you just don't have to worry about. Or even me winning impartial, like, beating a lot of guys out over the years. I'm another guy you don't have to worry about, or Rocky, it's just, we try to make it fair. We try to make it inviting, and we want new people. The scene is not going to get bigger. It's not going to get better if you can't recruit new people and you can't get people addicted by, not winning.
Yeah. Because it is all for charity, but you got to give a little wiggle room somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, it is all for charity, and the people like coming for that. But there's also the competition side where the people are getting the endorphins from like, oh my God, I got first place or second place. And it's like, there's plenty of guys that I know that I've introduced into the scene, and, they've won once, and it's like, bam, it's like they're hooked, and they're like going to like, 5, 6, 7 events a year.
Yeah. You got to think of all the people that aren't club affiliated too showing up to these events. Yeah. And, I talked to one up there in Mansfield. He's like, yeah, this is my 5th or 6th. And he wasn't with any club or anything like that. And it's just like, he's like, You
don't need to be. I mean, for goodness sakes, you're one of the first guys that I've known that's just been an individual that's thrown an event. I mean, you're not a club.
Yeah. I saw what bearding's about. I started a company, and I'm gonna make the beard oil that's gonna change the beard oil industry and whatnot. And I'm gonna reach and climb for it. But I come up to Mansfield, and I started talking to people and stuff like that, and I go, man, this is amazing what they're doing. So I instantly turned around and started working on what I wanted to work on. And then I reached out to Eric, and he started giving me advice and getting me in touch with people and telling me what clubs what and who to get a hold of. And, he's very, very helpful with this.
Well, I mean, that's the nature of anyone that you reach out to, hopefully in this scene, is going to be that guy where, if you reach out to Chad from the RVA Beard League, I mean, he'd be that same guy where he would help you out. Or if you reached out to, Aaron Johnston, the Holy City Beard and Mustache Coalition. Yeah. I mean, same thing. He would take the time out of his day to help you, and those are the type of people that you like having in the leadership roles of your club. Is they'll take the time to help anyone out that's looking, because the only way the scene's going to get bigger and for us to help more charities is to get more people involved.
Right. And that's what, I'm hoping there's that popcorn on.
There it is. There it is.
But I'm hoping we can get more general view on both sides, one for the charity and plus for the bearding that way. Cause, I talked because Dayton, there's really not that scene here compared to like Cleveland or Pittsburgh or Cincinnati. Maybe this will open someone else. Cause I talked to people and it's like competition, beard comp. You doing what? I go, yeah. I said, it's all for charity and all this. This is why I'm doing this. And, I got to school them to get them on a better perspective to see why we're doing this. So, hopefully we can open eyes on both sides of the tracks for doing this here in Dayton. So,
oh, definitely, we can open the eyes of the freeze dried aliens at the base.
Maybe we get someone. Maybe we get a bearded alien to show up to the event.
Yeah. Yeah,
That would be great.
That would be great. I'd be.
That's hint, people. It means come in a costume.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that is right. Didn't you not say that because it's close to Halloween, you want people to come in costume?
Yes, I'd love to see everyone come out in costume. I'm gonna, regardless of how many kids we're gonna come. I believe Jennifer Anderson. They're bringing candy for the kids.
All right, cool.
I believe that's what she told me, and I'm gonna get some too. Just that way we have, if they want trick or treat candy, we'll have it there for the kids.
Very cool.
So, but yeah, everyone come in costume. Let's have fun. Let's just have fun. You know, that raise money for two great causes.
Yep, absolutely, Ray. Okay, well, thank you very much for taking literally you've spent an hour and a half with me tonight, and I absolutely am very grateful that you took that time out of your day to talk to me about all of this. I know it's very important to you, and it's very important to me to help spread your message too. So I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to talk with me tonight.
Well, I appreciate you reaching out and doing this for me. I mean, that's one thing. If people don't show up, or they can't donate or whatever, even just talking about this event is raising awareness one way or another.
No, absolutely.
So I appreciate that.
Well, absolutely. And like I said, everyone is affected by this, or they will be affected by it. That's the unfortunate side to it. So.
Yes, indeed.
All right. So once again, everything, I'll put a bunch of lists in the show notes, and then just keep your eyes peeled. And I thank you once again, Ray, and I hope you have a wonderful evening.
You too. Thank you, Scott.
All right. Thank you. And Raymond, thank you so much for taking your time and explaining the competition, Synful beard oil, and all the awesome things that you're doing. And hey man, I learned so much about competitive vaping tonight. My mind is blown. So Ray, thank you so much for taking your time. And don't forget, the competition is in Dayton on the 28th of October. So if by some chance you're in the area, please come on out. We got great judges and an awesome MC right here. I mean, not that you hear me talk enough on the podcast, but you could have an event where you hear me talk all night. Holy shit, your head should explode. Yeah, mine's going to. Either that or I'm going to lose my voice. But it's awesome. I thank him for asking me to do that. I thank him for being a great dude, a giving guy, a guy that just wants to make you happy. That's Ray. Ray wants to do everything he can to change the world, and I so admire that. He is a good dude, big heart. So come on out, support the event. And if you can't, well, hey, go out to any local beard competition and support whatever charity they're working for. So it's the least you can do. So, but let's wrap this up. And once again, thebeardcaster.com. Go there. How about go there and check out all the social media: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Hey, if you're feeling extra giving, Patreon, you can go there, donate $1 a month, whatever you want, whatever you feel I'm worth to you. I hate begging, but I have that option there. So if by some chance you are a fan of the show and you really love what I'm doing and you want to help me excel and grow and get to different places and you just feel giving, by all means, I greatly appreciate it. So Patreon, just the links there at thebeardcaster.com. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or want to say, I don't know, give me a good knock-knock joke, you can email me at scott@thebeardcaster.com. And that's about all I got for you. So by some chance, here's my last thing, as I like to say, and I don't even think I did this on my last episode, but make sure you tell a friend about this podcast. Tell somebody, tell two people. If you got a beard and you're interested in this, or if you like the show, make sure you tell a couple people. It helps the show grow. It helps me get to more people. And that's what I want to do. I'm just trying to make a difference in the community. I'm trying to help the small guys out, the small clubs out, the big clubs out, get their message out and to help their charities out. So if, help me help you, as they say. So share it with a couple friends, tell your family. I mean, your family might not be the target demographic I'm looking for, but if you're in a beard club, hey, let everyone else in the club know. And, let's get some more people subscribed, listening to the podcast, and let's help this whole scene grow together, because that's my mission, is to help the scene grow and get more people educated about what the bearding scene is all about and how we are nothing but giving, caring guys that are trying to promote charity and good lifestyle and brotherhood. So thank you once again, everyone. My name is Scott Sikora. This is the Beardcaster. Subscribe on iTunes, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, wherever you listen to podcasts. Check out my website, thebeardcaster.com. And that's all I got for you. So we shall check you out next week. And thank you, everyone, and ciao.